Ding dong, the bitch is back.
The bitch is back. Well, you're not really back. Let's not excite our listeners. That's a little bit of a fallacy. Although hopefully you will be back very soon, because I think people are very tired of listening to me talk to no. Sorry, that came out wrong. I think our guests were awesome. However, I think everyone will be happy to have the brain back because.
Oh, stop. I will say I have a bone to pick with Adam Gaines. He cannot be trying to steal my talent. That is not allowed. Mr. Adam Gaines, I have a few choice words for you, sir.
I think that's a showdown request. Is this a challenge? Should we bring him back on and then we do like a trivia or something? We'll do like a brain off.
Oh, I'm here for it.
I like it. I like it. So I'll speak to his agent. I'll speak to your agent. Get this going.
I'll be honest though, I loved like getting to listen in on the content that was created over the past 2 weeks. I was like, go girl, go. Yes. Meanwhile, I'm over here like dealing with like bureaucracy and bullshit. And I'm like, I wish I was there.
I mean, don't worry. We're over here dealing with bureaucracy and bullshit too, just in different forms, not quite in the financial services realm. Wait, so I'm so excited to see your face.
I know, it's been forever. I miss seeing your face too.
I know. I've been having like withdrawals. I'm like texting you and you're not texting me right back. And then I'm getting angry. And then I'm like, oh wait, she's sleeping.
I mean, also been like with family. People are wild out here. Like legit, even last night, like this is like the norm. Like I'm with family and the youngest is 4 years old and we were out till like 3 a.m. Like that's just typical.
Are you like clubbing?
We're going out, like Egypt is, I know that they say New York is the city that never sleeps, but really Cairo is the city that never sleeps. Like restaurants are open, cafes are open. Like, we're going to like, literally it's 11:50 p.m. right now for us here. And after we record, I'm literally going to Sayyidina Husseini, which is Khan Khalili, which is like a really popular spot in Cairo where you can like buy trinkets, but also like sit down and have coffee and, be with family and like laugh all night and stuff. And we're probably going to go strong for like another couple hours after this. So, and then
is that what you're drinking? Are you drinking coffee or tea?
Tea. I'm drinking Egyptian tea.
Okay.
Egyptian tea.
Good. I love those mugs.
Oh, I know. Very typical of Egyptian like styled tea mugs. But this is like, I will say Egyptian tea is very, very different than American tea. Like a lot of times I found myself actually bringing Egyptian tea with me because it's better and more caffeine. So.
Oh, just what you need at 11:50 p.m. I'm like on to my 7th dream at 11:50 p.m. So very impressed. And that actually makes sense because I didn't realize you were 9 hours ahead. But every time I texted you, like, you were responding at hours that I was like, oh, shouldn't you be sleeping? And I was really confused about where you were in the world. But, tiny blue dot, what do I know? But it makes sense.
Also, like, my jet lag is, like, I'm not jet lagged, but my sleep schedule is, like, completely off because I'm trying to, like, accommodate everyone else's weird-ass sleep schedules. And it doesn't help, too, that, like, during Eid, like, Egypt is pretty much, like, everyone is off for, like, 10 days, like, partying and raging. And then during
Ramadan, not resting
too,
and relaxing.
No. And during Ramadan too, like the whole country pretty much shuts down during the day and then is like up and about at night because that's when like you can actually eat and have fun and be with friends and family and stuff like that. So it's just
that makes
vibes.
sense.
Yeah.
I feel like we need like a week-long shutdown in the States because they do this everywhere else, right? They do it in Asia for Chinese or Lunar New Year. I feel like they do it. They probably do that for like, I don't know if they literally do it, but Carnival, you know what I mean? Like we don't have anything here. What the fuck? I'm pissed.
Well,
I'm writing to someone.
Yeah, I was about to say like, who would you write to? But dear Mr. President, make this a thing. Well, I guess like in the US, like things slow down during Christmas, like that week, but we're not technically off for the whole week, but there's a slowdown and people technically, I guess, take time off during that period. But yeah, it isn't like a national holiday kind of thing.
Yeah, no, exactly. I feel like, yes, to your point, like no one is doing shit. I personally don't take off during the Christmas season because I'm like, you're not doing anything anyway. You're just kind of there, like on call, quote unquote. Sort of giving away all my secrets, but yeah, I personally would rather like take off when shit's hitting the fan. So I'm like, peace,
yeah.
peace. I'm going to be doing something else, not sending emails while you all are dealing with craziness. And I'm going to just chill and
have my little margarita or like a little Manhattan,
wine.
Whatever it is, or wine, rosé.
I'm onto Negronis now.
Oh,
no, I'm onto Negronis now. It's my new thing. I think I'm really, really sophisticated. Actually, I went to the liquor store to buy myself supplies to make Negronis. And shout out to Hope and Michael. By the way, they're our new neighbors. They're lovely, and they got me into Negronis. And I found out, I don't know if you knew this, vermouth has a shelf life. If you get like the Rossi, like the cheap shit, right, that I would imagine most people get when they're buying vermouth, the one everyone probably gets, unless you're fancy, that has a shelf life of 7 days. And a really good vermouth has a shelf life of 30 days. And I'm so glad I asked the guy. I was like, what makes vermouth? Or like, what makes it sweeter? What makes it dry or whatever? And he basically said, well, it's basically wine. And I'm so glad I asked this question because I was not planning on getting vermouth, even though it's literally a third of the ingredients, because I was going to use vermouth that I had from Christmas 2020. So fun fact.
Ooh, I feel like,
and I've learned no one knows that, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know that. I think it'd be really cool to do like a bartending class where we get to like learn these things, because I feel like, you know, as fancy as we like to pretend to be, like it'd be actually interesting to understand, I think, some of the science of these things, and as you said, the shelf life of these things.
He was like, he goes, you would get so sick if you drank that. And I was like, so you're telling me I should keep it in case I need to fit into a dress one day and then I should drink it? And he was horrified. And I was like, cool, got it. Awesome. Although another fun fact, a couple of my good friends in college did take a bartending class. And I do know another thing about cocktail making is that you're supposed to pour the liquid over ice. So don't like pour the liquid and then put the ice in, because as it goes through the ice, it gets cold.
Yeah.
Which I know it sounds like it's like logical. And I'm like, oh, okay. But I feel like most people don't realize that. And sometimes like you put ice in after.
That's true. That is actually true. So yeah, there's like so much like bartending etiquette that I guess we're just not as familiar with. I think I have like our next like fun adventure that we're going to do. I have it planned.
Okay, done. Next time
we'll do like a live episode. We'll like film it all. It'll be such a hot mess, but I'm here for it. We'll get to hear all of the crazy shit that Marge says. Oh yes, very much so.
I'd be wasted in the background.
Yes, the goal is that we both would be.
I'm excited to see your face. But on that note,
yeah, should we get started on our basic bitch quickies?
I think we should.
It's been a while too.
I know. I'm like, oh, do I say it? Do you say it? I think you should say it.
Okay. For those of our listeners who, you know, are joining us, for new listeners, old listeners, Basic Bitch Quickies is where we pick sort of top headlines of the week and give you sort of our top of mind thoughts. Because we are on a bit of a time crunch today. Do we want to time these? What are you thinking?
All right. How long do we want to give ourselves?
Well, I feel like Kardashian family update, like maybe we do 3 minutes
for the whole thing, or per?
Per. I said 3 minutes a piece per. So
okay.
Per article, we got 3 of them.
Okay. All right. Yep. Perfect. I was thinking 10 minutes for all. So.
Okay, cool. So first article of the day, Kim Kardashian reveals Kanye West claimed her career was over amid their divorce. He compared my style to Marge Simpson. Thoughts?
And go. I've seen it. It's been all over the, TMZ, Us Weekly, BuzzFeed. It's one of the like latest stories, because I feel like it has been a really slow news cycle. For the record, not that much has happened in the world of celebrity.
That's true.
You're welcome, Adam. I know it's not Hollywood; it's different. But I think like the control that he is still trying to exert over her. So basically Kanye West saw what she wore to, I believe it was the Wall Street Journal like Innovator Awards for 2021, if I recall correctly. Kim styled herself. She was wearing, like, quite frankly, if you ask me, the same shit she's been wearing for the last year and a half. It was one of those like latex. It was brown midi dress. I didn't love the boots. They were snakeskin. But anyway, she wore that to accept the award. And then he apparently called her and was like, your career is done. You look like Marge Simpson in that outfit. I can't believe like you can't style yourself. You have the worst style, blah, 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 blah. Like, what the fuck is your problem?
You know, so the interesting thing is in the article, Kim talks about how Kanye's love language has always been to like design for her and like help dress her. And so, you know, we've talked about how he definitely exhibits narcissistic traits. And I think for him to see her successfully be able to dress herself and all of a sudden kind of develop her own style, for him, he's like, fuck this. Like, I'm going to tear you down because I can't handle you becoming independent and becoming your own person and developing your own style, because then it's like a literal separation of them. Like there was at least this like level of codependency between them where she like, you know, like it was their thing where she asked for his opinion and he helped style her. And now that's no longer the case. And I think that that's probably like rubs him in such a wrong way and inflames him in such a way that, you know, he just had to be vocal about it. And I think it's just him coming from a place of hurt. And it's not real. Cause I mean, let's be real. Like Kim is a fashion killer, as we all know. So no truth to the statement.
It's obviously like small dick syndrome, right? Like him, it's literally him, Napoleonic, whatever. Like he feels bad for himself and he has to like rip her down. And I don't know, like I said, it's literally the same fucking outfit she's been wearing for the last however many years since he decided gloves, dresses with gloves and latex were in. So it's very clearly, again, him feeling butthurt about her like being okay without him, and I think it's pathetic. On that note, what do you think about her? Did you see that clip? And I don't know if it kind of, you know, how active you've been on the socials, but there's a clip and people are kind of giving her a little bit of backlash because she's kind of doing the same thing to Pete Davidson. She's like, take the hat off, and he's like,
oh, I've seen that.
She's like, so what are your thoughts? Like, is she exhibiting some of the same, you know, I mean,
when you've been with someone for so long, like in the case of like Kanye and Kim, like of course there are going to be some like traits that you exhibit that are similar to your partner. Like I'm pretty sure who I was before I met Pierre and married him is very different from who I am now. Like there's certain traits and behaviors that I've like caught by proxy of being around him. So I guess I'm not surprised by it. And to be honest, I probably would have said the same thing to Pierre if he was in front of me. Like, take that fucking hat off. Like, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah, but I feel like his entire look has changed so dramatically. And I almost feel like that was Pete Davidson's thing, right? Like
looking like a hobo.
That double hat thing looked awful. But I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like his whole thing was like, I don't give a fuck. And good for her or good for him. I hope he's happy with like this newfound sense of fashion or whatever. But like, I don't know. I just think it's kind of sad that she got out from whatever oppressiveness she was experiencing. But and I'm not saying she's being oppressive. I'm not saying he's fighting it, but she didn't fight it. Right. And it's just like, I don't know. It doesn't sit well with me necessarily, but I'm also like, he's a grown ass man. I was going to say, what traits do you think you picked up from Pierre? Is it using alcohol wipes, not Clorox wipes?
Yeah, I mean, definitely probably on the OCD cleanliness thing. Like, let's be real. I wouldn't say that I was like messy before, but I definitely like have organized chaos. And I think being with him, like definitely as you say, using alcohol wipes instead of Clorox wipes, because Clorox wipes leave streaks. Things that you would never think of.
Yeah. My qualities that I've had to learn to live with, we'll say, are it's the opposite, right? I didn't become less OCD, or Mark didn't become more OCD. I just had to, working through this and in therapy, I had to learn that like it's okay if a coffee mug isn't with the rest of the coffee mugs. It's never okay. I have to just understand that like the world's not going to end. But
it's not going to end. It's
anyway.
going to be fine. You know, it is what it is.
I'm like clenching my fist as we speak. Okay, we're way over our 3-minute allocation. So what's the next one? Hit me.
Kourtney Kardashian reveals she accidentally broke her engagement ring from fiancé Travis Barker.
Okay, and go. So I read the article, and I mean, the clickbait, Jesus, they know me so well. It was like, Kourtney Kardashian cries about calling Travis, saying she did the worst thing she could have possibly done. I was like, oh, did she cheat? What happened? And then I read it, and it was like, that like right after he proposed, she was in her closet, because, you know, just sitting on the floor, folding sweaters, specifically sweaters. And she took her ring off. Why you would do that, I don't know. I'm still unclear there. And she stepped on the ring and broke it. And then she apparently called him hysterical, crying, oh my God, I did the worst thing ever. And like,
how do you step on a ring and break it? I guess like I just don't understand like what was the material of this ring that would like cause you to break it by stepping on it?
Well, if she like maybe like stepped on, no, I can see it, right? Like she's a human, she's an adult human. I imagine like 100+ pounds on like if the ring is on its side.
Oh yeah, if the ring was on its side, but I'm just thinking if you're putting a ring down, like you would be putting it, you know, down versus on its side. Like did she I guess know. I want to see what the ring actually looks like. I
haven't seen the ring. It's beautiful.
Well, I've seen the ring, but I want to see what the damage was, like how she broke it. I haven't seen that. You know me, I don't really have attachment to material things. I'm more of an experiences type of person. Like my bouginess is in experiences. We know this. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's like, there have been countless times, actually twice already, where like the smaller diamonds on my wedding ring have, fallen off, or my engagement ring, I guess. And I'll go to Pierre and be like, I fucked up. A diamond fell off. And he's the one who goes and handles it because like he cares about those things. Not so much me. So I guess it's just like, it's very reminiscent of almost like the earrings thing with Kim, where I'm like, okay, guys, it's literally not the worst thing in the world. You have the money to fix this. Like, get over yourselves.
Yeah, no. So when I read it and I like saw what happened, I was just like, God, like, I want to see a little bit of growth, right? Like it annoys me so much because on the one hand, I feel like the Kardashian family, like that empire, they are incredible at what they do in regards to like making shit out of nothing, right? Like they make something happen out of nothing. And I think that's amazing. But at the same time, I'm like, Jesus, like you could be so much more likable. And I actually think that they would have even more power over people if they could just like get the fuck over themselves and things. Don't get me wrong, it was $1 million ring, right? Like,
but also like be more relatable.
Think about that.
Yeah. It's like also considering the economic situation right now in the world, like that is really not something people like give a shit about. Like, let's be real.
It's like, okay, I think you're fine. Good to know. The ring is safe. Everything is good. Children are starving in Ukraine and the rest of the world, but your ring is fine.
This was very much reminiscent of Kim circa, what was it? When was it actually? Was it 2010 when she was with Kris Humphries?
I feel like it was, it had to be right. Something like that. Oh my God, that was something like that. Ago.
I know, it's not mild. We're getting so old, you guys.
God, okay. It's time to put some eye cream on. All right, let's go. Hit me.
Next one is pretty big. I really chuckled out loud. And I can't wait to hear your perspective on this. Tristan Thompson sent Kris Jenner a bouquet of flowers for Mother's Day months after his paternity scandal and split from Khloé Kardashian.
I mean, I feel like they're all gluttons for punishment. So I haven't watched the episode. I start watching it and I really like the first episode, and then like I just get annoyed, and then I have to turn it off with the Kardashians in general. So I haven't watched the episode yet. Where apparently, or maybe they haven't released it. I don't know, but apparently they
haven't released the episode yet. They've been like showcasing it on the trailer. And the reason why we found out about these flowers is because Kris Jenner literally posted a story about it on Mother's Day and tagged him. Now
and said love you.
I understand that, this is the father of one of your grandchildren. But the amount of pain, scandal, embarrassment, like that this guy has inflicted on your daughter,
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm just not as good of a person as her. Maybe, I don't know. This is too much for me. Like, my level of pettiness, I would have burned the shit out of it and then like done a story and tagged him. Be like, fuck your Happy Mother's Day.
Well, okay. So to go back to the whole point, I guess, of the article, not necessarily about it being on camera when she finds out about the paternity scandal. I agree with you because I'm a petty bitch, right? It takes a lot less than you cheating on me and having multiple babies while you're with me and I'm pregnant and in labor and shit. It takes a lot less than that for me to want to fuck your day up. However, I feel like Khloé, and in general, they've all had I feel like they have some kind of like Stockholm syndrome complex in this family, right? Like Kim still, quote unquote, being friendly, if you will, with Kanye, maybe not anymore, but for a while after they divorced, they were. Kourtney, still being able to have Scott in her life very much, on a day-to-day basis. The family's still accepting him. Khloé, the whole Lamar thing, she was like by his side after everything, where I think he was in an accident or something at the strip club. I don't remember.
I think it was like an overdose, and he was like in a coma, I think. And she nursed him back to health. Yeah,
exactly. And they hadn't been together for a long time, and so I just feel like this is kind of standard for them. I mean, even Kylie. Sorry, didn't Kylie and Travis Scott break up? And then they never officially got back together, and then had another baby together, and we're like, okay, so I guess you guys are really back together. Like, I feel like this is just kind of what they do. And so I don't think it's Kris's fault, quite frankly. Like, if Khloé, I would imagine that if Khloé really had a problem with Kris having, or anyone having Tristan in their life, it would be a thing. And I'm inclined to think that like Khloé is okay with it. I feel like she probably wants her daughter to have her father more than, she cares about her pride.
I mean, I guess I forgot
to set the alarm.
Oh, it's totally fine. I think the last note I'm going to make on this is that I think maybe part of the reason why she did it too. Oh, you did put an alarm.
I did.
Probably
okay.
Part of the reason why
my job.
Part of the reason why Kris probably did this too is because she knows that it's an upcoming episode. Like, let's be real.
God, conspiracy
theory.
I'm just like not that deep of a person. I feel like I would. Like, never put me in a strategy role because I don't have the ability to like think in so many directions at one time.
Could you imagine me as like a producer on some reality TV show? I would.
Oh my God, I would pay. I would pay. I think you should seriously like talk to our friend Jill and just be like, yo, let's do this. Let's produce some shit together. And you guys could really, I think, create some shit. But yeah, I don't know. I
like crazy. I'd be here for it. Yes.
I still think at the end of the day, like, I think if Khloé really had a problem with that, I don't think that Kris would continue the behavior is all I'm going to say.
Makes sense.
So, okay. Let them live their lives, guys.
Fair enough. Okay. Next one.
What else?
So this is an interesting one. I don't know if you were a big Lizzie McGuire fan growing up or not, but
don't tell anyone I was.
Too late now. It's on a podcast. But Hilary Duff just recently did a nude magazine cover shoot, and apparently this shoot is being compared with Britney Spears' naked Instagram photos after people pointed out the astounding difference in reaction.
Okay. Oh, sorry, my job. Shit,
every time I do good, hello.
Okay, all right, we're on the clock. First of all, I think Hilary Duff looked fan-fucking-tastic.
Oh my God, I was so jealous. I was like, you bitch.
I remember when she got her teeth done and everyone was like, what did you do? Like, you're over, your career is over, a la, Kanye. And I just got to say, whatever she's been doing, she has aged so well. She looks great. Her fashion is amazing. I'm obsessed with her house. She
has 2 kids or 1? I can't remember.
She's 3. I I know, right? It makes you feel like shit. So anyway, I think she looks great. In regards to the whole like Britney thing, like first of all, no, I don't think that it's uncommon for celebrities to pose nude. That's not new. It's not. I think that like people need, it's not apples to apples. This is very much an apples to oranges and bananas situation. Like, first of all, posing nude like Hilary Duff did, I feel like that was art. Posing nude for Playboy, very different situation, art, if you will, but different like motivation, right? Or different agenda. But I think Britney, like, I'm sorry, what the fuck is she doing? And it's on Instagram.
Yeah. No, I agree with you about the apples to oranges thing. I think it's interesting that Britney is, I mean, I don't know. I think that the part of the magazine was kind of like talking about her journey, really. And, you know, she's like, she had an eating disorder. She, she had 3 kids. It's sort of like a layered narrative to that magazine article and that shoot. So I think it's just like a very different thing from like what Britney is doing versus other celebrities. I find it interesting that people are, you know, to your point, like trying to compare these two things that are completely separate.
It's just been a slow news cycle. No one has anything else to do with their life, to be honest with you. I think that's what it is. Cause it's not the same. Like Britney posing awkwardly and posting 17 pictures from her camera roll and putting a little fucking flower over her vagina. It's not the same as having like, you know, it's a shoot, it's styled, there's intention, there's a reason, there's a story. Like Britney,
I was going to say the intent.
Yeah, like Britney, like, girl, you want to post that? That's fine. That doesn't mean it's like, oh, it's not going to be viewed as artistic or anything like that. So I don't know. I think
at the end of the day, both you and I can agree that Hilary Duff looks fucking bomb, and I want to know what her fitness routine is so I can be looking svelte like that. Thank you very much.
Wait, hold on. She literally tagged her her trainer in the post. Oh, wait, and I followed him immediately after. Yeah,
so that I can like look at his like workouts while I'm sitting on the couch snacking and watching reality TV at the same time.
I know, and be like, oh, I could do that. No, I definitely can't. But I'm actually curious. I went to his website because I was like, damn, if I could look like that, I can find the funds. I'll start an OnlyFans if I have to. But he doesn't have anything about pricing. But she lives in Sherman Oaks, so I'm like, he must be local. So, girl,
I like that.
You just wait.
Look at you.
You just wait. OnlyFans, here I come.
Love it.
Okay.
Next article. So I'm sure everyone saw over this past week, Dave Chappelle essentially got attacked at a comedy show. I think it was Netflix is a Joke. And so an article just came out saying that the same security company for Dave Chappelle's show also oversaw the deadly Astroworld Festival.
And go. I mean, like, I get it. People are busy. I understand like event production is wild, but like,
you have one fucking job. One fucking job. I'm sorry. One job.
How do you?
One job.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just like, who is the motherfucker that keeps getting kickbacks from this company to book them? Because I was reading that apparently this, I forget the name of the company, but they did Coachella. They're doing Electric Daisy. They have a contract for the next Super Bowl. Like,
yep.
Who is not reviewing contracts? Who is not looking into like the success metrics of this security company before they book them for some of the biggest events?
Yeah, I mean, so apparently a security staffer told, so once again, this is from your favorite news outlet, BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed News, yay, thanks guys. Apparently, according to a security staffer that was there at the Hollywood Bowl during the show, he said that the guards barely checked bags and were instructed to get people quickly into the venue so that they wouldn't miss the performance. So clearly, already what's happening here from the get-go is just like, we're just trying to get people in. We don't really care about security, which is like, well, then why are you hiring a security company to begin with? Like the guy was armed.
Yeah.
Like,
Did it end up being a gun and a knife, or it was like a fake gun with a knife?
I think it was just I didn't hear about the fake gun if that were the case.
Oh, I heard that it was like a gun with a knife on the end.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
Man.
I think it's crazy to me though that this company keeps getting hired. Like, what's the next tragedy that we'll have in our hands?
I mean, thank God this wasn't more tragic, but
yeah,
I'm also like, what events are you people going to? Because I feel like I go to like the grocery store and I get frisked these days. Like, and every time I go to an event, like they want to see, I bring like the tiniest little bag. I thought you can only have a clear bag these days everywhere you go. And I'm like, it's my phone, and they make me like open it up, and I'm like, you want to see my tampon? Like, I don't know. It's like, what events are these people going to? This shit keeps happening because I don't know. Maybe I'm being profiled. It's weird because I've never had this experience where they're just like, go ahead.
Oh my God. I mean, yeah, this is just wild, and I think it's just funny. And if anything, it's just, for me, the overall thing is comedic, because you would think from the first fuck up that they would like button their policies and procedures up. Nope. Okay, cool.
Well,
I'm glad.
I'm interested to see if they continue to maintain these contracts, if they get canceled, if there are new protocols put in place. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't want to go to an event though, knowing that like guns and shit and riots and whatever are a thing.
Mm-mm. I'm good.
But that's interesting.
Yeah.
So
it's just funny. Okay. Well, last but not least, our final article for the day before we go on about our days. Kim Cattrall finally gave her unfiltered thoughts on And Just Like That, and addressed Sarah Jessica Parker's comments about not wanting her on the show. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, 3. Sorry, that's me.
That's you. Your job.
And we're on. My job. Can you imagine if I was like this in my actual job? Although I probably am. I'm always the one who's like, oops, not. Sorry.
Oopsie. Maybe.
So, okay, we're on the clock. Yeah, I read this article. I think it came out about a week ago, I think. And basically Kim said she's like not a fan. She was just like the script for And Just Like That was basically what the third movie was going to be. Movie, yeah, was supposed to be. Although, did you read that, I guess, in the original script for the third movie, they wanted there to be some like sketchy scene where Brady sends Samantha nudies.
Yep.
Which is like, I don't blame her for not wanting to be a part of that.
You know what? I think the more I think about it, I kind of agree with Kim that if she said like, that's it, like I have played this character and I played her well. And because the second movie, let's be real, I felt like they hammed up the tropes to almost like a disrespectful degree. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there was a part of me at first that was really sad that she wasn't coming on to And Just Like That. But when I think about it, like knowing how much the show at the beginning, I thought that they really butchered the concept of Sex and the City. I'm kind of glad they didn't bring her on, because how would they have butchered her character in this revival? And so there's a part of me that's just like, I'm actually kind of glad that I still have that image and like perception and narrative of who Samantha was, and that they didn't have the time or the resources or capacity, or didn't have her as an actress to really kill the character in a way that like a lot of viewers and fans would have probably been upset with. So,
well, I mean, she literally didn't she mention like, just kill me off?
Yeah,
or she thought basically they were gonna add her or something.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she was just like, I don't understand why they have the text thing. She's like, I'm never coming back, so like, why wouldn't they have just killed me off? I was like, okay, well, I mean, damn.
I think the only thing that could have upset people more would have been killing Samantha off. Like, look, let us live in ignorance. Let us believe that maybe one day she'll be funny as fuck again. I don't know. Like, let us just believe it. Suspension of reality. But yeah, no, I agree. I think good for her. When I read that was like the arc they were going to, or the character development that Samantha was going to have. No.
Yeah,
Ew.
Too much. Way too much.
That's so fucking creepy. I hate that. And then can you imagine, like, I feel like that would have damaged her as a person external to the show.
Oh, yeah.
Because people are stupid 100%. And people associate. You
Well,
know?
it's not just that too. It's like if you've built this character for so long, it just becomes part of it. People start to like typecast you too, right? So imagine the typecasting she would like then get into if that were part of her storyline. Strange. Very strange.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm happy. We support you, Kim. But get your ass on something else and be funny, because I need like the Samantha-ism.
Samantha in London. Like that's what we
But I don't think she wants to be Samantha anymore. That's the thing, right? That's the point. She's like, I'm done with Samantha. It's not just Sex and the City. It's she's done with the character.
Yeah. No, I agree. Okay, so, fine. Respect it. Well, we have you in our memories forever and always. We can always watch we can always watch Sex and the City and remember the good old days. We'll give you that.
That's
Kim.
Literally what I watch. That's what I watch on HBO, because I'm like bored. Repeat. I hate everything else. Everything is so damn depressing these days. I'm like, I don't need to hear about serial killers. I don't need to hear about like, it's really sad. I don't need to hear about how the climate is literally, or the earth is fucked. I don't need to hear about any of these things. So just watch Sex and the City.
The world is ending. On that positive note, though,
the blue dot is ending.
Little blue dot.
Yeah. But thank you so much for joining. I miss you, and I cannot wait to hear more about it. For our listeners, Madi should be back stateside in the next weekish, right? Yes. Fingers crossed. Yes. Fingers crossed. I mean,
just one antigen test away. That's what it is.
Girl, you better knock on wood. You better make sure that you drink your OJ and shit.
All my supplements, my new age shit.
Take your supplements. But yeah, thank you. We love you. Enjoy your Egyptian tea.
I will.
Have fun tonight. Go rage, because when you get back here, it's back to 10 p.m. bedtimes, my friend.
I know. Got to get back on that train, that fitness train, that sleep train, all of that. Yeah. Well, right. I love you, and we'll see y'all next week.
See you next week. Ciao.
Ciao.